Palm Springs Mayor Pro Tem Lisa Middleton announced today she is running for State Senate District 28 with endorsements from the California Legislative LGBTQ Caucus and former U.S. Senator Barbara Boxer. I spoke with Middleton today about the reasons why she's running, the issues that matter most to her, and whether the transgender woman could make history again. Lisa, I'd like to speak in depth with you about your run for State Senate. First off, why did you decide to run?
I think I can make a difference in Sacramento. I want to bring to Riverside County, to the Coachella Valley, to the 28th District, the kind of resources that I think we deserve in the California state budget. We're one of the fastest growing regions in the nation, and we've not been receiving the level of infrastructure support that our area needs and deserves.
What would you say are some of the issues that matter most to you?
Ones that I just talked about, infrastructure. We need to repair roads, bridges, our schools here in the Coachella Valley. We know that we have so many locations where we lose access to our roadways because we don't have adequate bridges to take and connect over our dry washes. Today, in many areas, we see Caltrans and other agencies actually not providing new bridges if it's over a dry wash. Well, as we know from a couple of years ago with the St. Valentine's Day catastrophe, when it rains in the Coachella Valley, it rains really hard. And so we need to improve that infrastructure. One of the things we do not have in the Coachella Valley that we desperately need is daily train service to and from metropolitan Los Angeles. So I'm going to go to work every single day working with organizations like Metrolink, Riverside County Transportation Commission, Amtrak, to bring to the Coachella Valley the rail service that we need. And I think if we can get the infrastructure bill passed that's in Washington, D.C. right now and signed into law, there are going to be the resources to take and make a difference for the way that we live here in the Coachella Valley. We need to address climate change. And the only way we're going to address climate change is to build more renewable energy power supply. That means more wind turbines, it means more solar farms, and those are things that I think we can do in California and be a leader.
Lisa, you've already made history as the first transgender person elected to political office. Now you're looking to make history again as the first transgender state senator. Why does that matter, and what are your thoughts on this?
I think inclusion and opportunity matters to everyone in this country. We're a stronger state in California because we're a state that truly reflects all of the people in this country. There are so many different ethnic groups, so many different individuals from all across the country, all across the world that have settled in California. That makes us stronger. The transgender community is a part of the human community, and places that will embrace individuals like myself, that's where the future is going to be found.
I recently spoke with someone else on the Palm Springs City Council, Christy Holstage, who is seeking office for state assembly. So now you're seeking office, you want to run for state senate. What's happening in Palm Springs that everybody is looking for bigger and better?
I think what's happening in Palm Springs is that people around the state and frankly around the country have looked at the kind of work that has been done in Palm Springs and say, well, we would like you to step up and lead in other capacities. So this is a testimony to Palm Springs' values and the kind of booming economy that we've created in the last 20 years here in Palm Springs. Our economy in Palm Springs, we have tripled median home prices in the last 2 decades. We have quadrupled our TOT taxes and 5 times the sales taxes that we had 20 years ago. That's a product of a more inclusive Palm Springs that I've had the privilege of being a part of.
All right. Lisa, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Peter.